of executive session. Mr. Adams?
Mr. Hofer,
Yes.
Mrs. Frola,
Yes.
Ms. Terry,
Yes.
Mr. Mason.
Yes.
Mr. Furlong.
Yes.
Motion passed. So,
Motion to adjourn.
we are,
I need a motion to adjourn.
motion to adjourn.
I'll make a motion.
There are a lot of motions.
Second. You second?
Ms. Terry,
Yes.
Mr. Hofer,
Yes.
Mr. Mason,
Yes.
Mrs. Frola,
Yes,
Mr. Furlong.
Yes.
Okay.
motion passed. We are adjourned. Good luck.
Thank you.
And we made it by 30 seconds. That's
All right,
good. Okay, I'd like to call to order the meeting for regular school board meeting for Tuesday, July 16th, 2024. Mr. Adams?
Mrs. Frola,
Yes, present.
Mr. Hofer,
Yes.
Mr. Furlong,
Yes.
Mr. Mason,
Yes.
and Ms. Terry's not here.
Okay. Would you please stand for the Pledge of Allegiance? I pledge
allegiance to the flag of the United States of America and to the republic for which it stands, one nation, under God, indivisible, with liberty and justice for all.
Thank you.
Everybody be careful sitting in your seats.
Yeah,
Please.
we'll learn
We're
from
gonna learn from
Dustin.
Dustin.
Okay. At this time, we have board members informal. I would like to, I'm going to begin. I want to provide some clarification that I believe is important to have on board policy that was mentioned in citizens' comments in the June 18, 2024 board meeting. Based on those comments, I received email and I received questions in person about the statement made, and I've been asked for the policy referenced. It was said that a board policy saying that teachers could not talk with board members. That is not accurate, and there is no board policy that states that or in any way it limits or impedes communication between teachers and board. There is a policy called 3112, which is board staff communication, that basically outlines a chain of command of appropriate communication, not of command. This chain of appropriate communication. And this policy, I'm just going to read two things. The Board of Education desires to maintain open channels of communication between itself and the staff. The basic line of communication will, however, be through the superintendent. There are three subdivisions of this, just focusing on the first, staff communication to the board. Communications from staff members to the board or its committee shall be submitted through the superintendent. The superintendent shall forward such communication received from staff members to the board. This procedure is not intended to deny any staff member his or her constitutional right of free speech or the right to appeal to or otherwise address the board on important matters through established procedures. And I'm not going to read the other part of it, but because it is there, and I want to remind the public that the school board policy manual is available on our website under the Board of Education heading. And I want to stop right here. I don't have it in here, but I want to stop and say I don't believe the comment or that was made at the last board meeting was meant to be inaccurate, or I think it was based upon more what someone thought maybe it was, or what someone had heard that was the rule. And so I think it's, since the community is asking why we have a school board policy that doesn't let us talk to teachers, I thought it was important to clarify. Anyone wanting to take matters of concern directly to a board member is reminded of the chain of command communication outlined in this policy. When a board member is any information or concerns, and certainly we're all open to those, these will be forwarded to the superintendent. When there is a concern related to the superintendent's or the treasurer's employment actions, then these will be directed to the board through the president of the Board of Education, and they will be handled by the board in a collective discussion or action. So there are two different things there that I will mention. When community and staff have questions regarding school board business, they are welcome to contact board members for answers or for direction to the source of the answers. Thank you. Mr. Hofer?
Thank you. This morning, after a long set of emails and planning, we actually had a Zoom meeting with Rep 35, Steve Dimitrioff. We also had a meeting with Rep Jack Daniels, 32. Jack Daniels will be a future legislative rep for our school district when the lines are redistricting and redrawn in December. I had written Steve Dimitrioff's office, and little did I know, almost parallel, somebody from the Talmadge district wrote Dimitri's office, and that's how this got started. So today culminated into a Zoom meeting with both Mr. Dimitrioff and Mr. Daniels. Mr. Daniels has had experience on PLCC. He will face election in November. It was a very good discussion. We kept the discussion to 2 points, 3 points actually. 20 mil floor, how we get there, how a district gets to the 20 mil floor and what happens during that. The other one that we've always talked about, and Mr. Adams has talked about, is foundation. Our constituents in this district pay about 61.8% of the full funding of this district. The state comes in at about 38%. And that was my thrust on why that needs to be changed. And then when we go back to ask our voters for more money, they're already carrying a backpack that's weighted, and we're just going to ask them to put a few more pounds on that backpack. So that discussion was, I think, enlightening. There was some raised eyebrows on their end that they want more information. Mr. Daniels has now asked to come in and see Chris. Hopefully you can make that on Monday and Tuesday so I can join in.
Okay.
He wants to understand more on public funding of schools and how our balance sheet works. Then we also talked about, which is a hot button topic in Ohio, vouchers and the unaccountability of vouchers and how they're spent. So my point was, vouchers are here for a while. You just can't say no. It's a turnoff to people in the legislature. My foot in the door is, look, we get money from the state. He has to account for it. People get a voucher and go to a charter school and no one accounts for it. And I put that to Mr. Daniels and Mr. Dimitrioff, and they both kind of looked and raised their eyebrows, and I think we scored some points. So as we build on that relationship, we'll move forward. I think it was good discussion. Shelley was involved, Chris was involved, Miranda tried to zoom in.
Yeah, I couldn't get it.
Dustin was there. I had another school board member from Matthews School up in Vienna, very, very similar situation to ours, so that there are caveats in other districts like us when you start to look around. So if we can speak in numbers, I'm encouraged today. I'll keep pressing forward for our district and making progress. And I'll keep
And
the
you
board updated.
initiated this
Email? Yes, I
discussion.
did, yes.
Thank you for taking the initiative. That's a strong showing.
It's, actually, once you finally start to do it, it's building relationships and what they don't understand in Columbus, where we can bring them an understanding of this is what's happening in our district. This is what's happening in your district, and it's Dimitriev's district right now. He's all Portage County, and then slides over to us. That will change. But he was listening. That's the important thing. And then as we build on those relationships, we build those ties, it becomes easier then to bring problems to them, bring issues to them. So
Thank you.
everybody else enjoy the rest of summer. You guys got like a month left, I'm sorry. Don't
Donnie?
kill me, don't kill the messenger.
No, please add me in on that, but I actually don't have anything at this time.
I don't as well.
Okay, thank you. All right. Excuse me, number 5 is approval of minutes. Do we have a motion?
Motion?
Second.
It's been moved and second that we approve the minutes of the regular board meeting from June 18th.
Mrs. Frola,
Yes?
Mr. Hofer,
Yes.
Mr. Furlong,
Yes.
Mr. Mason.
Yes.
The motion passed. At this point, citizens' comments on agenda items. If you have, are there any citizens' comments on agenda items for tonight? Seeing none, then we'll go to payment of bills. Have a motion?
So moved.
Second?
It has been moved and seconded that the board approve payment of bills for the month of June pending audit.
Mr. Mason,
Yes.
Mr. Furlong,
Yes.
Mrs. Frola,
Yes?
Mr. Hofer.
Yes.
Motion passed. And, excuse me, payment of bills for then and now. It is recommended that the board approve a resolution for payment of bills per Ohio Revised Code, Section 5705.41, as shown in Exhibit 3.
Motion?
Second.
It has been moved and second, Mr. Adams.
Mr. Hofer,
Yes.
Mr. Furlong,
Yes.
Mrs. Frola,
Yes,
Mr. Mason.
Yes.
motion passed. Number 9, acceptance of the financial reports. It is recommended that the board accept the financial reports from the treasurer for June 2024, and these are Exhibits 4, 5, and 6.
So moved.
Second?
Mr. Adams?
Mrs. Frola,
Yes?
Mr. Mason,
Yes.
Mr. Furlong,
Yes.
Mr. Hofer.
Yes.
The motion passed. Number 10 on our agenda is personnel. It is recommended that the board accept or approve the following personnel items. 10.1, employ Kim Germanovich as a head building secretary at Springfield High School and Junior High per the negotiated agreement pending proper licensure and pre-employment screening effective August 1, 2024. 10.2, employ Melissa Adkins as a 4-hour standby bus driver for the negotiated agreement pending proper licensure and pre-employment screening effective first day assigned. 10.3, employment. Employ Sean Cutler as a 100% teacher per the negotiated agreement pending proper licensure and pre-employment screening effective 24/25. Do you want to speak later?
Yeah, we have to.
Okay. 10.4, employ Jared McGinnis as a 100% teacher per the negotiated agreement pending proper licensure and pre-employment screening effective the 24-25 school year. 10.5, employ Sophia Budd as a 100% teacher per the negotiated agreement pending proper licensure and pre-employment screenings effective the 24-25 school year. 10.6, non-sport supplemental, approve the following non-sport supplemental contract for the 24-25 school year per, excuse me, per the negotiated agreement. Larry Murphy as freshman class advisor. 10.7, approve the resolution to, approve a resolution to approve the FMLA for Claire Miller with an expected return date of October 21, 2024. And 10.8, employ Rachel Frame as a classified substitute per the negotiated agreement pending proper licensure and pre-employment screenings effective first day assigned. Motion.
Motion.
Second?
It's been moved and seconded that we approve the personnel items. Mr. Adams?
Before we go on to that,
Oh, okay.
Mary, do you wanna?
We have two of our prospective teachers who you're about to vote on in the audience. We have Jared McGinnis. Jared is joining us from Holgate Schools. It's about 2 hours west. 2.5-ish. So he is in his second year of teaching. He'll be coming over to Springfield. He is returning to his home base in Cuyahoga Falls. So he's joining us from here.
He's teaching what?
What's that?
What's he gonna be teaching?
He will be teaching, thank you. He will be teaching music at elementary school at this point in time.
Sweet.
And then we have in the back, in the blue, we have Sean Cutler. Sean just finished up his student teaching here at Springfield High School Junior High with Kevin Hanna. Sean joins us for middle school science at this point in time, and he's really excited to be here.
I saw him teach before. It's pretty good.
Yeah, I've seen
Welcome
him
to both of
in
you.
the room there. Welcome.
Third, we have Sophie Budd. I believe her name is Sophie. It says Sophia on
Okay.
here, but that's okay. I want to clarify, there is no relation to
Christina.
Mrs. Zigabud. Sophie is from Kentucky. She is moving here to move closer to family. She's moving up into the North Canton area, and she is very excited to get herself established. But right now, she is bringing her possessions, carload by carload, up here. So she is busy driving back and forth.
Wow.
Otherwise, she'd be here.
She'll be teaching art.
She would be teaching art.
Sweet. Welcome, y'all.
Yeah.
Welcome, y'all.
Well, okay. Mr. Adams?
Mr. Mason,
Yes.
Mr. Furlong.
Yes.
Mr. Hofer,
Yes.
Mrs. Frola.
Yes. So pleased to be able to add new classes for the students. Number 11, it is recommended that the board approve a resolution declaring transportation to other schools impractical in accordance with Ohio Revised Code 3327.01 and 3327.02, and therefore will offer payment in lieu of transportation.
So moved.
Second.
And this is something we vote on every year. It's for, it's based on either distance or amount of kids that are on a bus. And every year we look at who's attending the different private schools or schools that get transferred.
Mrs. Frola.
Did we get that motion?
Yes, it was a motion.
That's all right.
I'm sorry. Yes.
Mr. Hofer,
Yes.
Mr. Furlong,
Yes.
Mr. Mason.
Yes.
Okay, motion passed. Number 12 is service agreement. It is recommended that the board approve service agreements with Diligent Electronic Security Systems to provide monitoring at both Spring Hill Elementary and Springfield Administration Building and Preschool Center.
So moved?
Second.
Okay, it's been moved and second to approve this service agreement. Mr. Adams?
Mr. Furlong,
Yes.
Mr. Mason,
Yes.
Mrs. Frola,
Yes.
Mr. Hofer.
Yes.
I feel like we're getting ready for school to start.
Yes, we are.
Number 13, service agreement. It is recommended that the board approve a 3-year service agreement with PSI Affiliates Incorporated Associates to provide registered nurse services and medical assistance services for the 24-25 through 26-27 school year.
So moved.
Second.
It's been moved and second to approve the PSI Affiliates.
Question.
Yes.
We pay that on monthly for 10 months?
Yeah, they send a monthly bill.
Okay. I was just
We
curious.
do use them for ESY for summer school. They're on site for the hours they're here, but that's just paid hourly, because it's a medical assistant, not a
Oh,
registered
okay.
nurse.
So that's their standard billing is every month while we are in school
Yeah,
versus paid out over 12 months.
yeah, we don't get
Okay.
anything in
Thank you.
July and August.
Mr. Hofer,
Yes.
Mr. Mason,
Yes.
Mr. Furlong,
Yes.
Mrs. Frola.
Yes. Motion passed. Number 14, service agreement for Cross Thread Solutions. It is recommended that the board approve a service agreement with Cross Thread Solutions LLC to provide interpreting services from July 1, 2024 through June 30, 2025. And the agreement is in Exhibit 10.
So moved.
Second?
Mr. Adams?
Mr. Hofer,
Yes.
Mr. Furlong,
Yes.
Mr. Mason,
Yes.
Mrs. Frola.
Yes. Motion passed. Service agreement with the Educational Service Center of Northeast Ohio. It is recommended that the board approve a service agreement with the Educational Service Center of Northeast Ohio to provide visual impairment services for the 24-25 school year.
So moved.
Second.
And the reason why we go through Northeast is,
The Summit County ESC doesn't have any vision specialists, so this is the next closest educational service center to contract those services from. So they provide us with 2 staff people as needed, somebody that does the orientation for having students that might use a cane, and then actual vision education with modifying their work or giving the teachers feedback if they need it.
Thank you.
Mrs. Frola,
Yes.
Mr. Hofer,
Yes.
Mr. Furlong,
Yes.
Mr. Mason.
Yes.
Motion passed. Number 16, a service agreement with Suma Health Systems. It is recommended that the board approve a service agreement with Suma Health System to provide sports medicine services.
So moved.
Second.
Been moved and second, Mr. Adams?
Mr. Mason,
Yes.
Mr. Furlong,
Yes.
Mr. Hofer,
Yes.
Mrs. Frola.
Yes. Motion passed. Number 17, Springfield Township School Resource Officer MOU. It is recommended that the board approve a memorandum of understanding with Springfield Township to provide the services of a school resource officer as required by Ohio Revised Code Section 3313.951 for Spring Hill Elementary from August 1, 2024 through June 30, 2026.
So moved.
Second.
and I would like to introduce Ben Mars. He's going to be the SRO officer for Spring Hill. So that was something that, we had heard from the community that they have SRO officers in each of the buildings. So now we will have that provided for them. So welcome aboard. Thank you. Thank you.
Thank you.
Thank you.
Mrs. Frola,
Yes?
Mr. Mason,
Oh, yes.
Mr. Furlong,
Yes.
Mr. Hofer.
Yes.
Motion passed. Service agreement with the Village of Lakemore Police Department. It is recommended that the board approve a service agreement with the Village of Lakemore Police Department to provide an attendance coordinator for the 24-25 school year. And that agreement is in Exhibit 14.
So moved.
Second.
So what we were able to do here is we did have an attendance officer that did attendance for all the 3 buildings. But now that we have a resource officer in each of the buildings, they will be responsible for attendance at Spring Hill and attendance at Schropp. So we were able to take this contract and make it half price, or cut it in half. So that money helped be able to supplement for a resource officer. And he will just be doing attendance for the junior high school, focusing on there.
Thank you.
Mr. Mason,
Yes.
Mr. Furlong,
Yes.
Mr. Hofer,
Yes.
Mrs. Frola.
Yes. Motion passed. It is, 19 Springfield Athletics Coaches Handbook. It is recommended that the board approve the Springfield Athletics Coaches Handbook for the 24-25 school year.
So moved.
Second?
This is, Kevin does this every year. What he's doing is he's trying to streamline, so all the coaches' handbooks kind of fall in line with each other. Each of the coaches have their own sporting rules, but this one is more consistent for all the kids.
Mrs. Frola,
Yes?
Mr. Hofer,
Yes.
Mr. Furlong,
Yes.
Mr. Mason.
Yes.
Motion passed. Number 20, resolution determining, I'll just read it. It is recommended that the board approve a resolution determining to proceed with the submission of the question of the renewal of an existing tax in excess of the 10 mil limitation to the electors of Springfield Local School District pursuant to sections 5705.194 to 5705.197 of the revised code. And that resolution is in Exhibit 16.
So moved.
Second?
And we know that there's 3 of them on, that we're voting on. This is for our 3 renewals.
Correct.
That will be coming up in November. It's no, it will not be no new money, and they were taxes that we have already have instituted
For decades,
for decades,
Yeah.
for decades.
for decades. Mrs. Frola,
Yes?
Mr. Hofer,
Yes.
Mr. Furlong,
Yes.
Mr. Mason.
Yes.
That's why you're gonna see 3 identical resolutions.
Motion passed. Number 21, we have 3 of these to do, so. It is recommended that the board approve a resolution determining to proceed with the submission of the question of the renewal of an existing tax in excess of the 10 mil limitation to the electors of the Springfield Local School Board or District pursuant to 5705.194 of the to 5705.197 of the revised code, and that's at Exhibit 17.
So moved.
Second.
And just another, we had these on last month. You have to have it on for 2 months in a row, so many months before the election for it to be put on the ballot.
Okay, Mr. Adams?
Mrs. Frola,
Yes?
Mr. Hofer,
Yes.
Mr. Mason,
Yes.
Mr. Furlong.
Yes.
Motion passed. This is number 3. It is recommended that the board approve a resolution determining to proceed with the submission of the question of the renewal of an existing tax in excess of the 10 mil limitation to the electors of the Springfield Local School District pursuant to section 5705.21 of the revised code.
Motion.
Second.
Mr. Mason,
Yes.
Mr. Furlong,
Yes.
Mr. Hofer,
Yes.
Mrs. Frola.
Yes. Motion passed. Number 23, it is recommended that the board approve a 5-year document management agreement with ComDoc to provide copier and print services. And the agreement is in Exhibit 19.
So moved.
Second.
We do this every 5 years with different people that provide the printers and the copiers for us. ComDoc came in, they reassessed everything that we had, and we're actually gonna be saving about
$20,000 a year.
$20,000 a year with the new
Wow.
contract that we signed with them.
It's pretty significant.
So,
Awesome, Dustin. I need a motion.
but we're keeping the same amount of
There you go.
printers, so,
There you have it.
yes, so yeah, we're not taking away the printers. Just so you know.
You're
Yeah.
just taking away the ink.
Yeah.
All of us see terror on the.
Yeah, no, we're keeping the printers. No, that was,
No ink.
Yeah, that's an argument we had quite a bit on that one. He wanted to take them all away, I said no.
Mrs. Frola?
Yes.
Mr. Ofer?
Yes.
Mr. Mason?
Yes.
Mr. Furlong?
Yes.
Motion passed. Number 24, revised financial recovery plan. It is recommended that the board approve a resolution to approve the revised financial recovery plan, Exhibit 20, and Mr. Adams is going to give us some information once we
will.
get it.
So moved.
Second.
Been moved in second?
A vote, and then, no.
Go ahead.
Dustin, do we have the? Along with the 5-year forecast, this is really currently the most critical financial process that we've embarked on right now. Anytime our superintendent wants to interject, because she had some major contributions in swaying some people from Columbus, but this tells us where we're at financially. Let's move down to the bottom, because I'm going to give the 5-year next when it's due. I actually had a pointer I brought, I might as well use it. So where we ended up the year, we had a good year. That's the only way to say it. Where we at? Come on, where's
I
it?
saw it.
It's over here.
Jesus. Let's throw it away.
It just doesn't.
It doesn't show up on the.
It doesn't show up on the screen.
Of course it doesn't.
He's playing with his cat.
Yeah, I'm on.
I never
All
remember
right.
not showing up on a screen.
I didn't either.
Okay.
Here's an important number. This is where we ended. This is where we began the year. 2.7 million. This is where we ended the year. 4,991,000. Before you get all excited though, it's going to last basically a couple years. Okay. Here's the number that scares you. If the renewal levies do not pass, we're pretty much down to nothing by fiscal 27. Fiscal 28, we're $6.8 million. But here's the beauty of the renewals. And these renewals have always passed, and I have confidence. These renewals will carry Springfield into a number that many of us haven't seen in decades. Which means these type of events where we're hiring these fine young people to educate our kids will continue. The things that, all kinds of positive things that we can all imagine. We all have our own little bucket list, right? But it enables us to at least entertain those thoughts. We haven't had that much. In my 15 years here, I think 2 years after we got a fiscal emergency, we could breathe. That was about it. So the moral of the story is we got to figure out a way to let people that are, I don't know, that need some information to state that if we do what they've always done in the past, Springfield Local School District will be different in the future, in the near future. I mean, and that is an exciting possibilities. I know I'll be excited. That's about it right now. These numbers, these are renewal numbers. Again, we passed all three. In fiscal 26, we get 2.3 million. Fiscal 27, we'll get 5.3 million, 5.4 million. And in fiscal 28, when they're all in line, we'll be getting an additional $6,169,000. So, as we all know, a fiscally strong district is a much happier district, and that's what we all need. That's it. Thanks. If you have any questions, teachers, anybody that work in the district, call me. Got my cell phone number. If you don't, I'll get it to you. Or email me and I'll call you.
Do you want to say anything when we have a motion? No. Okay, we need a motion, or no, we have a motion, we didn't vote. Okay.
Glasses.
forgot your glasses.
Don't laugh, you're all gonna get this age.
Gee, I hope I do.
Such encouragement.
What?
I said, I hope I do.
Yeah. Mrs. Frola,
Yes.
Mr. Hofer,
Yes.
Mr. Mason,
Yes.
Mr. Furlong.
Yes.
Motion passed, and that's exciting news.
It is exciting.
All right, the number 25, we have donations. Jerry and Sharon Putt have kindly and generously, we're going to accept a donation of 8 golf bags valued at $800 to the girls' golf team program from Jerry and Sharon Putt. 25.2, REMA Northern Ohio Chapter. Accept a donation from REMA Northern Ohio Chapter of a subscription of Jason Learning valued at $8,050 to Springfield local schools for the 2025 school year.
So moved.
Second.
Okay, a couple things. This was Maggie's grandparents, correct? And Maggie's on our golf team, so wave Maggie, there you go. And so we're very excited about that, so thank you to your grandparents on that. That's your grandma that lives on the golf course, right? Okay. Very exciting, thank you. The next one, the REMA Northern Ohio Chapter. So Jason Learning is a very exciting online STEM science program that's going to be available to all all teachers K-12. We'll get more information on it. It is it's worth $8,050, and when they were presenting it to us, we were like, right now that's, a little bit out of our comfort zone. And REMA, who is a recycling, stepped up and they said that they will pay it for us. So we will not see a bill for Jason. And REMA said they also want to be a partner with our schools, so we will build up that relationship with them. So we'll get out to the teachers the link to get onto that. There's some really, really cool things. Sean is going to be teaching it in for the middle school for 3 periods, I think, for the 7th and 8th grades, a STEM exploration, so we can get our kids more with that. So we're really excited. So we want to thank everybody with the donations. That's always one of our favorite parts of.
And I got to see this program as
Yeah.
a non-science teacher. I got to see it last fall at a program meeting, and I was impressed with it. I thought, I wish we could have it in our district, and by golly, we're going to.
Yeah.
Okay. Policy review. I'm not going to read all of the policies. These are, we have to, this is our second time.
First read.
Second,
Second, and then we'll vote on to accept them
this time.
this time.
Or is this our first?
No, or is it,
Oh my,
I thought this was first read.
is this the first?
is it our first one?
This is one.
Oh, this is one,
That's what I
wow.
thought it was.
Okay, well, 1 month's running into another. This is our first reading, so we're
Yep.
not voting on them today.
We're almost ready for school. All right, number
Wow.
27,
Bart,
the,
you
Go
skipped
ahead.
20.
what?
Financial recovery plan was my presentation.
All right. The financial recovery plan will be the treasurer's report. And now 28, central office report.
I'll keep my remarks short this evening and just say that we're working on a lot of projects. Custodians are keeping up, buildings are starting to look really good. We've got large sections of the building ready for school to start. Floors starting to come together in the hallways, and got another month to wrap all these things up and get ready for the students to come back.
In addition, I'm keeping maintenance busy because we've been hanging clever touches throughout the district. Those are boards. not like that, but similar to that one. They're basically, I always describe them as like a big iPad that hangs on the wall. Every school building has Clever Touches in them. At the high school, junior high, everyone who wanted one was able to receive one through grant opportunities. So between that and whiteboards that are coming into district for our math teachers, definitely, for sure, maintenance is keeping busy through my department.
July is typically a quiet month for student services, but I've been working with some of those agencies that provide us services, making sure that we have people in place for those contracts and that they're people that we want in Springfield in our buildings. So that's what I've been working on through the last month and getting things ready for the new school year.
Any questions for
Thank you.
us?
Any questions for them? So you hear the common theme is getting ready for the school year. So that's where, I mean, we are getting really ready for it. It seems it's just picking right back up. I do want to thank Mary, the principals, and all the teachers who came in over the summer to do the interviews. We do appreciate the fact that they took time out of their summer to come in and be a part of the interview process to make sure that we hire teachers that represent what we want in Springfield, which I think we did a really nice job, so
It was
thank
really
you.
great to have teachers involved in the whole process in order to get their input, because no one knows their subject better than that.
Right, so that was really great. In which we're happy that we'll be able to bring back, some more classes for our students. Families that are out there, just be aware, be on the lookout. You're gonna start getting emails about the upcoming things happening in the school year, so be on the lookout for that. We'll be sending out very shortly here, probably next week, the sheet that has all the dates and times of open houses, conferences, when school starts and everything like that, so we will be sending that out. Also, please remember the new electronic device policy that's going to be at Schropp and at the junior high school. We will be sending that policy out also in these next upcoming days. The best thing we can ask for the families is, start limiting, have some time during the day when you're taking the children's cell phones or electronic devices away from them. So when they do come to school, they know that it's not going to be allowed during that time. So we're asking that from the families to help us along with that. Other than that, it's July 15th. It's July 15th. Or 16th, or whatever day it is today. It just, so it's every day's just busy, just with meetings and getting things ready. So I'm gonna need a vacation from the vacation. So yeah.
Is that it?
That's it. Yeah. Oh gosh. Yes, that's it.
Number 30, items worthy of your note on August 5, school building offices reopen. August 19, staff first day of convocation. August 20, staff has in-service day. August 20, next regular Board of Education meeting at 6 at the Administration Building on Pickle. August 21, students' first day of classes for grades 1 through 6, 7, and 9. August 22nd, students' first days, grades 8, 10, 11, and 12. August 27, preschool first day. August 27th, kindergarten first day, names beginning, last names.
Mm-hmm.
A through L only.
Yeah,
A
not first
through
names,
L
not
on the
first
first day. What?
Not first names.
Oh,
But that would be a
no,
mess.
I wanted to make sure it came out of my mouth right. On August 28th, kindergarten first day, names M through Z only. And August 29, all kindergartners, A through Z.
Just a couple things, the reason why the students' first day for August 21st, 7 and 9, that's their Connections Day, where they will go in and they will meet. for the starting middle school, so our sixth graders coming up to the middle school. And then even though our eighth graders have been in the building, you know, going to high school, there's different expectations that are for them, so, to get them going for that. And everybody comes then to school.
Do we have some student ambassadors helping with that?
Yes.
Okay.
Yes, yes. And then, one thing that we changed from last year we did 3 days of, phase-in for the kindergartners. The teachers felt that 2 days was more than enough, but they really appreciated the fact that, they didn't have 20-some odd kindergartners, you know, that never done school, a lot of them who's never done school before, come in and learn how to. And it helps our busing, the kids who do take the bus, that there's less amount of kids on there. So, no, I'm good on that.
Okay. You know, school's gonna start.
I know school's gonna start.
All right, number 31, citizens' comments. If any citizens have comments at this time, or you're asked to limit to 5 minutes duration. Are there any citizens' comments? No? All right, 5 minutes. You want to go home, don't you?
Short
All right,
meeting.
at this time then, we'll have adjournment because I don't see anyone wanting to speak. Motion?
So moved.
Second.
Mr. Adams has been moved and seconded.
Mrs. Frola,
Yes?
Mr. Mason,
Yes.
Mr. Furlong,
Yes.
Mr. Hofer,
Yes.
meeting adjourned.
Okay, meeting adjourned. Tina? I made a copy of it.